Namaste, friends. So it's a great joy to see you all, and we are going to spend the 7 days together. What's interesting is that the more I teach, the more I learn. So we are a beautiful sangha. We all help each other. There is a statement of truth. The more you teach, the more you learn. In other words, the best way of learning, the smart way of learning, the perfect way of learning is to teach. So thanks for this opportunity. So going to the topic, self-healing. Very interesting topic, catchy word, self-healing. We all are looking for healing. But before I go for this session, the 7 days, I have a request. Actually, a few requests. Number one, each day you have to be prepared with a pen and paper. Always be ready with pen and paper. Number one. Number two, your videos should be on. Because how do I know that you are sincerely following or not? Students impact the teacher. If the student is sincere, then the teacher has more to offer. If the students are not sincere, then the teacher has nothing to offer. So it depends on your sincerity. And how do I know your sincerity? Actually, I want you to write down these points. Before you come for this session, take a shower, cleanse your aura, wear a new set of clothes, and be prepared with pen and paper. So that shows your sincerity, and it will help you. Trust me, you can do this experiment. Before you attend, see, when you're going to the temple, you go with such sincerity, you take shower, you wear new clothes, you go to temple. Now, what are we doing here? When we meet here, what we do? We meditate, we connect to our own self, we speak, we share the truth of the highest order. So this is the same like going to temple, a sacred space. Now this Zoom space is a sacred space. So we have to be well prepared. This is not an entertainment channel where you come and just time pass. I'm not that kind of a teacher where I let you entertain. No. This is a class where we all come together to inspire each other. This is Sangha. This is a spiritual Sangha. And this is a class where we learn from each other. So the second point is, along with sincerity, obedience. When you're listening to something, you have to be obedient. You have to be sincere and obedient. Who are you sincere to? You are sincere for your own learning. Who are you obedient? You are obedient for your own self so that you absorb the maximum. You absorb the best. Being obedient means being attentive, being sharp. You are not letting your mind waver. You are always attentive. You don't miss. You don't let the mind waver even a single minute. Obedience is very, very important when you're listening to a teacher, and sincerity for your own self. So point number one is necessary preparation. And the necessary preparation is taking shower, wear a new set of clothes, clean the room. Every day you clean the room, wherever the room you are sitting in, clean the room. Just give a quick sweep the room. You can light an agarbatti or a fragrance, some essential oil, whatever is available. Let there be some pleasant fragrances. This is the discipline you are giving to your mind. You are letting your mind know that I am really sincere. I want to get the best of it. So whatever the preparation you are doing is going to help you, not me. My role is to guide you, and the credit of your transformation belongs to you, rightfully. The next point is, every day we'll be taking up topics which all relates at the end of the day to our own enlightenment process. Write down all the questions. If you have any question, you write it down. And the last 2 days, everybody's question will be answered. And once again, when you're taking down the question should be a scientific question, a useful question. When you ask a question, the question should help you in your own progress, and the question should also help others progress. Never ask a question out of curiosity with a master. Mind creates curiosity. Never ask the question out of curiosity. Ask a question because you really want to know. Because by knowing that question, you want to progress ahead. You want to grow. The question should be primarily useful to you. And also it should be useful for every truth seeker. So that is the right question. So you have to filter yourself. Is it the right question? Is this question going to help me? What will I get when I get the answer of this question? The answer is going to make me much more clear. The answer is going to make me much more stronger. The answer is going to get me some clarity. Then that is the right question. Your question should lead to your own clarity. That is the right question. So filter the questions. And when you ask the question, when you ask a useful question, then a wonderful answer will come through. And that is going to help everybody around. But if you ask a stupid question, then you are wasting the time of so many people who are watching online. We have no right to waste others' time. So how do we best utilize the time is by asking, by filtering within ourselves, filter down. And the question should be short and sweet, to the point. So prepare the question in that way. So these are some of the fundamental aspects I want you to note down. And when it comes to the diet, these 7 days we are going to follow a kind of detox diet. It's a detox diet where we all can follow. Being in our own homes, we can follow this diet. For these 7 days, I want you to experiment a healthy diet, a diet where you can follow it throughout your life. Now I'm going to discuss about the diet. The first point is you're going to eat only 2 meals a day. You can choose the time, only 2 meals a day. Experiment it sincerely. 2 meals a day and plenty of water in between the 2 meals. Whenever you feel hungry, drink 300 ml of water, minimum 300 ml of water, and still you are feeling hungry. After drinking water, if you are feeling hungry, then that is the real hunger. Some people, they get confused with thirst and hunger. Some people really get confused. Their body is thirsty, but they think they are hungry. They think it is hungry. So they start munching on food. But actually what we need is water. Our body is made up of 80% water, my dear friends. So the body needs to be hydrated. Warm water. Warm water is advisable. Lukewarm. The water can be lukewarm or warm. It's according to your own choice. So when it comes to the detox diet, the first point is 2 meals a day. The second point, drink plenty of water. If you are feeling hungry, drink water first. And then you are feeling hungry, then eat fruits. In between 2 meals, I'm saying. Whenever you are feeling hungry, eat fruits. You have to train yourself. You have to get the habit of eating more fruits. Fruits are the food of nature. The trees prepare the food with so much love, with so much joy. So when you eat that food, it heals you. It nourishes you. So now so I have told you what you should eat in between the 2 meals whenever you're hungry. Now, how the 2 meals should be. The 2 meals, out of the 2 meals, one meal can be a cooked meal. It's your choice. One meal can be a cooked meal. So every day, one meal, you cook your favorite food. Eat whatever you want to eat. Vegetarian food without garlic. Vegetarian food without garlic. Cook to the highest taste and enjoy the food. So every meal you're eating, you should enjoy the food. The taste should be to the highest. The taste is of the highest quality. When you eat a tasty food, it nourishes your body. Okay. So one meal is a cooked meal. It's your choice. Whatever you want to eat, you eat. Half stomach. Half stomach. You should always make sure your belly, there is a space in your belly between 50% to 75%. That is how you should fill your belly. You should never fill your belly more than 75% of your hunger. Very important point. The meal what you are eating should be in accordance to your hunger. And 25%, there should be a little bit hunger left so that you can enjoy the next meal. If there is no hunger, you cannot enjoy the food. You can experiment this. When you are hungry, you eat a food, you feel so good, you enjoy. The food is so nourishing. The food adds taste. Because you are hungry, your body needs it. And when you eat the same food, when you're not hungry, you don't enjoy the food. So 2 meals a day, out of the 2 meals, one meal is cooked food. and you eat between 50 to 75% of your hunger. And the second meal is uncooked food like raw vegetables, salads, or boiled vegetables and soups. Boiled vegetables, soups, salads, fruits. Try as much possible as raw foods, more salads, simple soup. Boil some vegetables, add some pepper, some cardamom or spices or whatever the spices you like. Sprinkle it and enjoy the soup. And you might say, oh, it's so difficult to make a soup. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. You try. You see how your body nourishes. Making soup, you can Google it. It's very simple. It hardly takes 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. You can prepare amazing soup. So the second meal is mostly raw foods. Soup and boiled vegetables. Boiled vegetables means you are just steaming the vegetable. You are steaming the vegetable and sprinkling some pepper and salt and you're eating. Better to avoid salt because every vegetable has sodium in it. When you avoid salt, what happens? You enjoy the natural taste of the vegetable. The moment you add salt, you lose the taste of the vegetable. So try with very little salt or no salt. No salt is better. Then you relish the vegetables. And finally, the most important point, whenever you are eating, eat mindfully. Your dining table should be a silent zone. Eat totally mindfully. What is eating mindful means? Eating mindfully simply means your focus is only on eating food. Your phone, you are not touching the phone, you are not watching any television, you are not speaking to anybody. Your awareness is totally in the eating process. When you are chewing, your awareness is totally in the chewing process. Better to close the eyes. When you are eating, when you put the food, take a spoon of the food or a handful in your mouth and close your eyes and chew it. Enjoy the taste of it. Enjoy the fragrance of it. Feel the gratitude of the farmers. Feel the gratitude of all the people who have worked so that the food is in front of you. Closing your eyes, enjoying the food, relishing the food, at the same time feeling gratitude for the food you are having. That is mindful eating. And that food heals you, nourishes you. Okay. So this is all about the detox diet. Very important points. Eat only half belly, 50% to 75%. Eat mindfully. And you are going to eat before sunset. One meal, the first meal should be after the sunrise. The second meal should be before sunset. You see, most of the animals, birds, they eat before sunset and they don't eat in the night. So there should be a 12 hours gap. There should be a minimum 12 hours gap between the second meal and again the next day's first meal. So it's a very healthy habit. You eat, the first meal should be after sunrise and the last meal should be before sunset. And in between, whenever you are hungry, drink water. In spite of drinking water, you are hungry, then eat fruits. So this is the diet chart. The most important point to understand is our own breath heals us. Write down in bold letters. Our own breath heals us. We don't need to go anywhere. Just be with your own breath. Very naturally, the healing happens. We have to understand our health depends upon our energy, prana shakti, cosmic energy. The Chinese call it as chi energy. Our health depends on our vital life force energy, prana. The more we have life force energy, the more we are healthy. Healthy emotionally, mentally, physically, intellectually, spiritually. Health doesn't mean only the physical health. Health also means healthy emotions, healthy thoughts, healthy intellect, and also healthy spiritually. So when it comes to the subject of healing, why it is always related to as self-healing? It's simply because self-healing is the only healing. You again write it down. Self-healing is the only healing, and it is the best possible healing. Some people, they come into the spiritual path, they come into meditation because of some illness. They have a headache or they have some bodily issues. they have some mental issues, they have some emotional issues. They come into the spiritual path to heal themselves. Now the healing will happen. Through meditation, the healing might happen, but it is not permanent healing. It can temporarily heal you, but it will come again. The same issues will come again because you didn't learn the lessons from the healing process. Your focus is only on healing, so healing doesn't happen. It's a temporary relief you will get in meditation. But if your focus is on enlightenment, then healing naturally happens. This is the most important point. When your focus is on enlightenment, self-healing happens naturally. These are the words of Jesus Christ. Seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness first. All else will be added unto it. Seek ye the kingdom of God and his righteousness first. All else will add unto it. Whatever you need, whatever you are seeking, everything will follow you, will add unto it. It will come to you. The first is you should seek the kingdom of God. And then he said the kingdom of God is within. And he said, and his righteousness. His righteousness. What is righteousness? Righteousness is equal to dharma. Your duty, your soul duty. So when you seek the kingdom of God, which is meditation, and when you do your soul duty, which is your dharma, all else will add unto it. Whatever you are looking for, whatever you are seeking, that will come to you. So when you are seeking the kingdom of God, and when you are seeking his righteousness, all else will add unto it. Seeking the kingdom of God simply means seeking enlightenment. Enlightenment. You don't want darkness. You don't know anything about you. You don't know where you have come from. You don't know what is your purpose of life. You don't know what happens after death. You don't know how to live a happy life. You don't know the art of living. So, enlightenment means you are in light. Where there is light, there is no darkness. Darkness simply means absence of light. Your focus is not on the healing process. Your focus is on the enlightenment process. When your focus is on the enlightenment process, the healing happens very naturally. And that is the best healing. And that is a permanent healing. And that is called self-healing. It heals by itself. You don't need to do anything. That is a very definition. Self-healing simply means you don't need to do anything. It happens by itself. Self is equal to soul. Self means soul, Atma. When the self is looking for enlightenment, the self automatically heals itself very naturally in the process. Headache to cancer, emotional issues, breakup issues, relationship issues, psychiatric issues, whatever might be the issues, when you seek enlightenment, the healing happens naturally. That is a point to understand. Many people focus on the healing process. That is a mistake they are doing. Never focus on the healing process. Focus on your enlightenment. Whether it is your fears, whether it is your trauma, or in your past life, who cares? Don't care about it. You focus on your enlightenment. When you focus on your enlightenment, the healing happens very naturally on its own. When your focus is on the healing, it is temporary. When your focus is on enlightenment, then there is a shift in the consciousness. You have to understand this very clearly. When your focus is on enlightenment, then your consciousness is constantly upgrading. Your consciousness is constantly evolving. As your consciousness is evolving, as you are understanding a lot of things, because in this enlightenment journey, you understand about yourself a lot. With that very understanding, the healing is already there. It just takes a moment of time for you to heal instantly. Just with that simple awareness, with the realization that you are an eternal soul. That realization that you are an eternal soul. So this is where you need to be clear about it. The point to be clear is you are not seeking for healing your emotional issues. You are not looking to heal your psychological issues, your physical issues. You are least bothered about it. You underline, you are least bothered. Yes, you are going through pain, but still you are least bothered because you know the process of enlightenment liberates you. Enlightenment simply means liberation. Mukti, moksha, liberation from all your pain and suffering, liberation from your own ignorance, liberation from your own limitations. And this process, self-healing process. So once again, the most important point is seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness. and all else will be added unto it. You seek enlightenment. That is your single point agenda. You are looking for enlightenment, and naturally everything comes in your way. How to seek enlightenment? Again, everyday meditation. Point number one, everyday meditation. Point number two, you remember all the time that you are a soul. You remember that you are a soul and you are an eternal soul. There is no death for the soul. You remember it. All the time you remember it. Then the soul nourishes. This very understanding nourishes your enlightenment process and nourishes your healing process. And number three, write spiritual books. Every day write spiritual books. And number four, every day do the journaling. Be a reflection of your own journey through the journaling. And number five, practice Mouna, silence. The more you practice silence, the more you become the eligible candidate for enlightenment. In other words, unless you practice Mouna, unless you practice silence, you are not an eligible candidate for enlightenment. So now underline Mouna, M-O-U-N-A, Mouna, in brackets, silence. Some people, again, they misunderstand silence. They think silence means simply not speaking. That is not the right understanding, my dear friends. Silence means you are not speaking anything. Number one, your mouth is shut all the time. And number two, your awareness is diverted inwards, not outwards. Number two, your awareness is always into going inwards, not outwards. Number two. And number three, you practice mindfulness. The practice of silence without mindfulness is not a silence at all. Some people, they don't speak, but they watch their mobile. They reply to the WhatsApp messages. They reply to emails. And they watch sometimes movies also. That is not silence. Silence, the right way of following the silence. Write down point number one. The right way to follow the silence is any particular day. You can choose any one particular day per week, minimum. And that particular day, you should be digitally detoxed. That means no digital gadgets around you. Your mobile phones, your iPads, whatever is off for that one particular day. The day you are practicing Mouna, that day your internet Wi-Fi should be switched off, your mobile phone should be switched off. You inform your family members, you inform your friends, colleagues that on this particular day I'm not available. I'm only available to myself. Underline, I am only available to myself. That should be your attitude. So digitally detoxed. So that is the first step. I am available only to myself. I am not available to the outside world. So switching off your mobiles, switch off your outside connections. Don't read emails on that day. Don't read WhatsApp messages. Switch off your phone for one day, 24 hours. You should be digitally detoxed. One day, that is a point number one. Now we are discussing how to follow silence, Mouna. And practice of Mouna is a very essential step in our enlightenment journey. Without silence, enlightenment is not possible. So first, let us understand what is silence. The first step is digital detox. In the brackets, I am available only to myself. The second point, practice of mindfulness. When you're taking shower, mindfully take shower. Enjoy the shower. Feel the water drops touching your skin and cleansing your aura. Be totally mindful of that bathing process. When you're eating food, you are mindfully eating food. When you're cutting vegetables, you are mindfully cutting vegetables. That means you're only cutting vegetables. You're not thinking anything else. When you're walking, you are mindfully walking. Your focus is only on the walking process and you're enjoying the nature. No thinking. Mindfulness simply means your body and mind, they both are in one place. Your body and mind, they both are in one place. That is mindfulness. Whatever you do, your focus is always in that action. Your awareness is in that action. Your mind is in that action. That is mindfulness. Very simple. And when you're, for example, you are cutting the vegetables or you are walking, you are doing some work. And if your focus is going somewhere else, you are thinking about the past, use your breath to come back to the present moment. Bring your awareness back to the breath. When you bring your awareness back to the breath, you come to the present moment because breath is happening in the present moment. So when you bring your awareness back to the present moment, you become mindful naturally. So in the practice of mindfulness, the key point to remember is whenever you are distracted by your thoughts, bring your awareness to your breath and very naturally you become mindful. So practice of mindfulness is very, very important. And number 3, the day you practice Mouna, on that day, you be on fruits and juices so that you get the maximum benefit. On that one particular day, eat varieties of fruits, take juices, but avoid the cooked food, the masala food and all the cooked food you avoid. Be on the food of the nature, uncooked food, preferably fruits and juices. One day, and the most important point is drink a lot of water. 300 ml. Every time you drink water, it should be 300 ml minimum. And on that given day, you should drink at least 6 times water. Minimum 6 times. Between one glass of a juice and another glass of a juice, there should be a glass of water. When you're eating fruits, the next time you eat a fruit, in the gap, there should be water. So that means you cannot eat fruits after fruits without drinking water in between. If you're eating fruits in the morning, 10 o'clock, and the next you are trying to drink a juice at 12 o'clock, you cannot drink juice directly. You should drink water first and then go for the juices. So you should have a frequent intake of water. Whatever the food you consume, before you consume the next food, there should be water. Suppose you decide to be on liquid diet, you are taking juices. Between one glass of a juice and another glass of a juice, there should be 300 ml water. So in that way, you make sure you are drinking at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. And read spiritual books. You will notice the difference. When you are practicing Mouna and when you read spiritual books, your absorption, the content you absorb is on a different level. When you're reading the book on a normal day and when you're reading the book on a day you practice Mouna, your intellect is sharp. The essence you absorb is to the highest quality. Whatever you read, your soul absorbs it. Your soul absorbs it the most efficient way. You can experiment it. So, reading right spiritual books, drinking plenty of water, and to be on the fruits and juices on that day, and practicing mindfulness and digital detox. These are the 5 things you should follow on that moment. And you can do it. It's very simple. You can do it wherever you are. Of course, sometimes it is challenging when you have kids, when you have some small children, when you have too many responsibilities and when you constantly need to interact with your family members, it might be challenging. Whatever is possible, do your best. Do your best. You will definitely get the benefit. And we have built this ashram specifically for this purpose. This ashram is meant to be the international center for Mauna Dhyana, for silence meditation. If you feel that I cannot be 100% efficient in my Mauna practice, come to this ashram. This ashram is open for everybody. And you don't need to pay a single penny. Everything is free here. Food is taken care. Your accommodation is very much rationalized. And if you cannot afford an accommodation, we are willing to give it for free. Money should not be a hindrance for you to come to this ashram. If you cannot afford even accommodation, we are giving it as gift. We have pyramids here, Markaba here, nature, thousands of trees, crystals, 6 tons of crystals we have kept in the Markaba. You can hear the birds. You can see all varieties of beautiful birds and animals coming and singing for you. You feel that the bird has specifically come to you to heal you. You can see beautiful snakes crawling its own way without disturbing you. You can feel the blessing of the nature. You can feel the trees speaking with you. You can hug all the trees and the trees heal you emotionally. The moment you hug a tree, you feel a lot of healing. Emotionally, you feel cleansed. You feel vibrant. So we have 3 pyramids. One 36 by 36 feet pyramid on the lower level, And on the mid-level, where you climb a small hill, then you have a Merkaba pyramid. Then on the top level, where you have a 45 by 45 feet pyramid, you can see the sunrise, you can see the sunset. There is a lake, water bodies. This is the best place on the planet Earth where you can practice silence. Every month on full moon and new moon, Amavasya and Paurnami, there will be special retreats which will be conducted here in this ashram. You can best utilize it, and it's absolutely free of cost. The retreat is a free of cost. We are making it free not because of marketing. We are making it free because we want to maintain this ashram pure. Because this ashram is established and it is run based on the philanthropic support by the enlightenment seekers. People who are seeking enlightenment, people who are in the spiritual path, they donate for the well-being of this ashram. We are making it free so that there is a certain purity. Where money is discounted, even though money is needed, we discount it for the seekers. That should not be a demotivation. So every month we have free retreats. Only once in a year we have paid retreats because that's for a different purpose. Once in a year we have paid retreats. And that paid retreat it's not a paid per se, it is a donation-based retreat. And that donation-based retreat is for seekers of enlightenment to go deeply into themselves. It's a 9 days, 10 days retreat where there is a physical detox, there is an emotional detox. The menu, the diet is very catered, tailored. So certain special provisions are being made once a year so that it supports the seekers of enlightenment, so that they get the taste of their own self. They get the taste of their own enlightenment. And when they go back to their own countries, they become teachers of this process. So the paid retreats once in a year are for seekers of enlightenment and also for the teachers of meditation. But other than that, the rest of the year, everything is free. Meditation is free. Workshops are free. Retreats are free. Everything is free to maintain the purity of this ashram. It is the wish of Patriji that this ashram should be the international headquarters of Mouna Dhyana. And that is exactly for that reason I'm here. 95% of the work is done. In another 1 month, we'll complete the 100% work. And this ashram is going to be a cell phone free zone. Any person, whether a visitor or a person who is staying for 1 month, 2 months, doesn't matter. The moment they enter the ashram, it's going to be a cell phone free zone. And it's going to be a plastic free zone. So this is what we are doing it. Why we are doing it? Because silence, the practice of silence, is an essential aspect for enlightenment. Ramana Maharshi emphasized on silence. Jainism emphasizes a lot on silence. Every enlightened master emphasizes on silence. Because the more you go into silence, the more you can hear your soul speaking to you. The day you are practicing silence, your soul speaks to you through feelings. And that is called intuition. And your intuition will be crystal clear. Sometimes people say that, I don't know whether it is my mind speaking or whether it is my heart speaking. Practice silence. Crystal clear, you will not have any doubts. Heart space guiding. If you're having this doubt, some people say whether I don't know whether it is my mind or my heart. If you're having this doubt, that means your mind is agitated. When your mind is not agitated, then the intuitions are crystal clear. There is no doubts. You can experiment this. On the day of practicing silence, your intuition becomes sharp. Okay. So I've given 5 points to practice Mouna. You can practice at home, but given an opportunity, utilize the ashram space, because the ashram helps you to go deep within. The ashram is an incubator. It's a conducive space for you to go deep into silence. Throughout the year, you practice silence at home. At least once in a year, you visit ashrams like this, where it is very specifically, every brick in this ashram is built for the silence, for the inner journey. Every tree is planted with the intention that this tree should radiate silence. This tree should help the seekers to go deep within. Every stone we lay Every brick we place, the intention is this should help the seekers to go within. This should help the visitors of the ashram to get into deep silence. So can you imagine how it is going to be? Every tree, every plant, every rock, every brick is placed with this intention. And of course, we have a wonderful team who has the similar intention to serve unconditionally to all the visitors. You might be an ordinary employee, or you can be a high court judge, or you can be an MLA, you can be a minister, you can be a prime minister. Whoever you are treated the same. You are offered the same food. And the food is cooked with love. And the people who cook, they meditate first before they cook. They enter the kitchen. So every aspect of it is designed that way. So once in a year, you can use this opportunity to travel, visit the ashram. The rest of the time, you can practice on your own. So in this 7 days journey, we are going to learn a lot about ourselves. We are going to learn a lot about what is Dharma. Dharma simply means Dharma is equal to soul duty. And it differs from person to person. It's the duty of the soul. My Dharma is different from your Dharma. Dharma means righteousness. Righteousness. What is right, what is not right. That is righteousness. And we are going to follow a certain, these 7 days. I want all of you to experiment. This is an online retreat so that you can stay wherever you are, at your home, in your own comfort zone, and just simply follow these things. Number 1, only 2 meals a day. Number 2, 1 meal should be cooked, 1 meal should be raw. Number 3, drink plenty of water. And number 4, we are going to do meditation. The group meditation, we'll do a group meditation. At least 30 to 45 minutes, we'll do group meditation every day. And you have to do your own individual meditation every day. This group energy is going to discipline you to do intense meditation. And then the other meditation by your own. Individually, you should meditate. That's how you develop the willpower, self-confidence. That's how you become independent. Wherever there is an opportunity, you practice meditation on your own. You don't depend on others. And we are going to read, let us make it as a practice. We are going to read a spiritual book of your own choice. Every day, at least for half an hour, you have to read. And every day for 10 minutes, you are going to do journaling. Now I will tell you how to do the journaling. You can write the title, journaling. Spiritual journaling. In other words, self-reflection through writing. Journaling simply means at the end of the day, before you go to bed, you keep a diary or a note and put that particular date on that day. So how is my journey on this day? How did I enjoy my day? Okay. So in the journaling process, the first point you write is, how is my day? How was my day? What are the key takeaways on that particular day? What are the key moments on that particular day? What are the most beautiful moments on that particular day? What are the soul reflections on that particular day? So key moments, beautiful moments, and what are the moments of soul reflection? What did you read yourself on that particular day? And you are doing meditation. How was your meditation? You write, how was your meditation? Are you feeling proud about yourself that you have disciplined yourself to have 2 meals a day and you have practiced mindfulness? So how was your meditation experience? How was your mindfulness experience? And how did you enjoy that particular? And what did you learn about, what did you observe about yourself? What did you learn about yourself? So these are the points to be journaled. 10 to 15 minutes maximum of your own reflection, and you write down point by point. For example, a beginner of meditation, he will say that, okay, I have no practice of meditation, but I'm going to experiment. So first day, whether meditation happens or not, whether my mind is agitating me, whether I'm going into calm space, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to open my eyes. I'm not going to open my eyes, and I will do 1 hour meditation. So for 1 hour, you play your own music, instrumental music. You select a 1 hour music, and then you don't open the eyes until the music finishes. And then you journal it. How was your meditation experience? Did I succeed or did I open my eyes? So if you open your eyes, then you tell yourself, okay, today I open my eyes, but tomorrow I will not do the same mistake. Tomorrow, come what may, let the entire world collapse. I don't care. I will not open my eyes. So you make a vow to your own self. You promise yourself that tomorrow you will try your best. So these are the things to be journaled. So point number one, you journal the beautiful things. Point number two, you journal what did you learn. And so these are the points to be journaled. And that becomes a reflection. That becomes a reflection for yourself. The next day, when you're journaling, you see the previous day, and then you write the today's journaling, and then there is a comparison from yesterday to today. And you see that there is a beautiful progress. You see for yourself that there is a beautiful progress. So, this journaling helps you to identify your own pitfalls. Journaling helps you to come out of your laziness, and journaling motivates you to be a better person every single day. And journaling helps you to grow constantly. So journaling is very, very important process. It acts like a self-reflection, my dear friends, because you know where you want to go. You know the target. The target is enlightenment. The target is self-realization. And you have a clear map ahead. You have a clear path. And you reflect yourself. How is the path? How you are journeying? Where you are lagging? Where you are doing the mistakes? Where you want to correct yourself? It becomes a reflection for you to come out of your laziness, to become more disciplined. You have to understand, if you journal, you are disciplining yourself. You are helping yourself to be a better version through your own awareness. The people who don't have the habit of journaling, I want everybody to experiment. At least for the 7 days, you experiment. Take a book, pen, every day before going to bed, you journal it. You have to tell yourself, without journaling, I will never sleep. If you missed journaling, then don't sleep. Unless you do the journaling, you're not going to bed. So make it to that point and experiment. And for the next 7 days, try to minimize your digital gadgets. Use it only when it is needed. Only when it is needed, you use it. The rest of the time, you avoid the digital gadgets. And the time you have, you always spend reading good books. You should be in the process of meditation. Remember, for the next 7 days, this is the general overall outline. Every day, for the next 7 days, you are going to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness when you're taking shower, mindfulness when you're cooking, mindfulness when you're eating, mindfulness when you're walking, mindfulness when you're working. Whether you are cleaning the house, whether whatever the work you are doing, whether you're doing an IT work, a carpenter work, plumbing work, doesn't matter. Be totally mindful. So practice it for the 7 days. Mindfulness, detox diet, journaling. And one day, one full day, we will do Mouna. And this 7 days is going to be a beautiful journey. But today is preparation, foundation, how we are going to prepare for this retreat. And if you have, somebody has any questions, you might raise your hand. Somebody needs any clarification regarding this journaling, diet, silence, Mauna.
Hi, good evening all. I'm Anusha from Mumbai. I have one quick question. During this period of Mouna, when we are reading spiritual books, if we do not have a physical book and we have the copies of the books in PDF form, is it okay, or we need to have a physical
No,
copy of the book?
only physical copy, no digital, no PDFs.
And when I'm working, so my work is like, I take sessions, though I talk very less, but even on the Mona day, I may have to use few words with my clients.
That's
Will that
fine.
be okay?
Yeah, that's fine. You can
Okay.
speak only if it is really needed. If it is really needed,
Hmm.
you speak to the little. Like you can try to communicate by writing, but there are certain points where you need to speak, and be mindful to speak only few words, and then go back into your mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I was journaling from 2021. Was all I always write negative thoughts on my, clear. Whenever I have frustration or anything, I write it down in my um, book. That journaling is better, or that whatever you saying. Uh, observing your emotion and thoughts and positive things. I have to write it down.
When it comes to journaling, you journal all your emotions as well in a witness space. So you should not write that, for example, you are Meena Patel. So you write, instead of writing, I'm feeling sad, I felt anger. Instead of using the word I, you use the word Meena Patel. Meena Patel is feeling sad. Meena Patel is feeling emotional. So when you're writing it, you are detaching yourself. So never use the word I when you are journaling. Use your name so that when you're writing, you are detaching yourself. You are like watching a drama. When you watch a movie, you don't get identified with the hero, heroine. You see them as characters. So when you are journaling, you write as if you are characterizing yourself. Okay. So in that process, you detach. The emotion becomes lighter and you transcend the emotion.
Yes.
Many people, they get attached and entangled with their emotion. So one of the beautiful things is when you are journaling, always write your name. Never use the word I. Always use the name. So the next day, there is a kind of, you are watching your own movie. So when you're watching your own movie, then you enjoy the movie. You have fun. Okay, Meena Patel felt angry yesterday, but today she is better. What kind of a great transformation this character is going on? Okay. So that is one way to detach yourself. But you write down all your emotions without using I. Use your name.
Okay.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Namaste to all. Bye-bye.